We are at the Teton River, and we are going to be looking for the Jade after that.
Quick monsters! Did you hang in there? Enough explosions? Fireworks! Let's watch this show.
Well, one thing about fishing rock counting is I geared up. Remember, the snakes, no good. And I knew we'd be doing quite a bit of hiking. So it's like, so I envied old G's waders there. Looked like some better snake guards than I had, but we're rock hounding and we're hiking. But waders hold us down a little, but by gosh, we're gonna tear up the Jade today. Well, the sun is starting to peek over the hill on us. But we haven't been doing a whole lot of rock hounding. But you know what? I think we're going to do it in the opposite of our last trip. If you watch that other episode right there, you'll recognize that little point. But old Daryl over there, he's kind of worked around it. So he just caught a fish.
This one's got attitude. This one's got attitude. We don't know what we have on this one, but he's got attitude. He was trying to break. I got 4-pound test on here. Bowing to him like a tarpon. As you can see, we're a little more proper fishing. I think I got a hybrid on here. The hybrids, for some reason, the cutthroat, the cross between a cutthroat and a rainbow, they basically have a little more onion to them. It's just a nice fish, but he looks. Nope, it's just a small spot. Rowdy cutthroat. Rowdy. Settle down. Look at the spots on that fish. Oh, you don't squeeze them. If they want to do what they want to do, you just let them do what they want to do. But if Bud gets on there focused, you can see it almost looks like he's got dirt on him. But he's a small spot. Look at all the spots all over his fins and everything. But we never grab him by the gills. We've got him trout. You can usually get away with it, not as easy as the bass. But here we go. And off, Walter swims off to enjoy his day. Why are these fish fighting? Holy Toledo. Again, it's a nice fish. Oh.
Got some weight to him.
You son of a gun. Come on. I think Bud needs to go to lighter line like this. Holy shit balls. You see how light my line is?
Yeah. It's like
Bud's a horsing man.
I'm a horsing man. I think I got 8-pound test on mine.
That ain't a bad fish, but my God, I would call him the giant of the world, but he's cooperating finally. He's nice. He's, you ignorant son of a gun. Good fighting, old kid. You're not notorious to be a fighter. The smallmouth will give you the heck of a fight. That's a nice porky fish. It's a good one. Oh my hell. Get over here, Walter.
Well, Noel's got one on.
See what in the world he's got going on. Yeah, a little pissant. Hey, we're having fun, ain't we? All right, bud. Hybrid. We're catching straight rainbows, hybrids, and cutthroats. Nice release, bud. Nice release. We're gonna rock pick. We're gonna be rock picking.
So now the quest for the Jade is on. Now, Noel, you definitely have found that black and red. Like I said, it's perfect, in about perfect timing. But we've never been above this stretch right here. So we'll go along and we'll see, because we got a lot of river ahead of us. Oh, you had to get, oh, we might see a train wreck. We might see a train wreck. I said, well, what are you worried about? You can see the bottom.
Yeah.
But I'd show you a little bit of, this is a interesting piece. Right there. I'm gonna put him on board. Old Noel, he's up to his no good. He's up and around the corner, and we've got a neat little population of feral pigeons flying around here, and there's some fields that they can go to, but it's interesting how they have chose this rock formation right here as their home. It's a pretty good rock bar that we're on. We're gonna get to looking here, because I have noticed the farther we went upstream, a lot more of the banded material has been revealing itself. So Noel's got one in his pocket. He can see that there's just, again, for a rock tumbler, that's a rock tumbler's paradise. Look at this formation that's on that rock right there. Interesting, huh? We'll see what that thing is. Very odd. What would cause that? Huh. I don't think it's anything special. It's some sort of a stain that's on that rock. Let's see if we can find some of that jade. I'm not used to saying that word. But you can see the different colorations on this material. We'll get up here to this rock bar. Old G, that's what he always does. If we was just fishing, he just runs ahead of his bud. Just gives it the ultra Daryl. I don't know what in the world that guy's got. It's just nothing but full of Daryl. And you can see the interesting bandings. But we're clicking along. As you can see, there's some interesting material. This bait's not near as washed as some of the ones that I have come across, but well, I caught up to capital D Daryl. He says he's been rock picking, but I think he just grabbed a couple that was in the water because he knew I was walking up. But then he tells me the story of the big one that got away and all the ones he was catching.
Away. I landed that son.
Yeah, huh? Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, that's like, yeah. And I said, where was I at? Well, down there. Yeah, trying to look for the elusive Jade, and he's up here catching fish. We know. Now look at that one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I believe we have ourselves a clump of non-rounded lava rock. Kind of pretty. I'll tell you what, I'm trying my best to identify that Jade. It's gonna be sneaky. I know that. It is going to be sneaky.
You can see these aggregates, keep the shadow off, are dang pretty. But I think they're bridgeated enough that they won't stay together. There's too many fractures. They're pretty on their own, but it's like it's just clump, clump, clump. It's like it looks like it's not melted good enough. So, but Noel says he likes that one, so he's gonna take that for his mother. This looks like one of my good friends, the Wisconsin rock stalker. He calls them taters. And the Teton River has got a lot of this material. So I cut a couple of slabs off. And I know that my good friend, he does stabilizing. And that's what you would have to do with this. It is basically kind of bridgeated. But I could see it could be a pretty item, but it's going to take some work. It's got to definitely be stabilized before any type of a cabochon or anything like that could be made out of that. That it's pretty, but that's not jade. A little warm, breeze come up. Noel finally, after about 40 fish, he said he'd had enough. He said he was about ready to tell me that he was catching fish, and then he decided not to.
You're cheating, you're not trying.
So now we're getting a little serious, but we've got something. Remember, we're looking for the shiny jade. But we've got something here. This is an old beaver dam. He had this channel blocked up. It's kind of interesting how you can see where my fishing rod is. But if you look, that's different. That right there is different. It's got a waxy look to it. That is coming with me. It almost looks translucent. I can see it flipping a little bit of color on it. And it's definitely waxy looking. You can see just how different that looked. And I'll try to, on some of these rocks, I'll actually we'll take it in and I'll put the flashlight to it. But this one I'm going to have Noel put it in the bag and so forth. But that is more what we're looking for. It's not like the grandest of grand. But you can see just how weird that looks amongst its peers. You know, it's just, he's standing out. Shit, I'm looking for jade. And you see that we're not even close to water. You see how shiny that is. Now there's the one right there that was on top of the old beaver dam. Uh-oh, I got a light shining. Is this the one that's jade? Nope, not jade. It is, again, it's either a jasper or a porcelainite, but it is. I just picked this one up. I would say it was a jasper, but I'm being I want to take a sample this time. If it looks waxy, if it's got waxy look to it, I'm going to take those and then cut some of these to see this what in the world, and also put a light on, or I'll show. Get that wet again. It's not really a gorgeous color, but I am not an expert at jade. So I am going to do my best to see if I can find a piece. Now that's a portion of that material of that one that was in my hand there. And this was kind of a surprise. Kind of a plain blah. Had a little wax. You look to it. Kind of looked like just it had been just the boringest pile of crap. But we have a very stable, it almost has formed like a picture jasper. Very, very
nice looking compared to what it looked like on the hoof, is what we would call it. Kind of sneaky. I was pretty surprised with that. Pleasantly surprised, not like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with that? That actually has got a nice look to it. Where's that Jade? Now, if we weren't 3 miles upstream, I would take this old beaver log home with me. But look at the damn reds that's all in this thing. Now, how old is this dang log? But look at the reds in this thing. He's still as pretty as hell. That red is impregnated into that log. That is pretty as could be. It has natural, the beaver hacking it. Let me get that back down to where the sun gets on it. And just look at how pretty that is. God, I want to carry him out. I've never seen one like that before, bud. I'm kind of thinking that I'm needing to take him home. I got a backpack, but god dang is that thing heavy. But just look at that. That is so cool. Clean that up, but the red is impregnated. It's like it's halfway to becoming agatized. I don't understand that. How that thing impregnated those colors like that. I'll be damned. That's neat as could be. Oh, I was messing around with the big log. Look at that pretty dang thing that Noel just found. It's one of those banded ones. Of blacks and reds. Nice going, bud. Well, we're just noticing that a lot of the stuff like old G and stuff, they remind us of those bubblegum agates up there in North Dakota. They're pretty, but they're just, there's another one right there. You can see it. Those bubblegummers. It's like Teton bubblegums. But we're clunking along here. I'm carrying that big ass Castor canadensis log. But yeah, I sat there and I go, I know I've seen something like that before. Not saying it's the same, but it reminds me of those bubblegum. Dinosaur egg. We're clicking along here on the edge here. Oh, Noel just gathered him up there. But yeah, we're working hard. At least we're not fishing anymore. Working our way back. We're not quite back to the shoreline that's got the potential mystery, but we are finding some finds here. So I want to show you this one here. You see how interesting that is? It's different. And then look at this neat little aggregate. That's neat in itself right there. Pretty. And then Bud says he's found a dinosaur poop. It's either a brown jasper or is it a jade? We don't know, but it's different. And again, I swear to gosh, it's kind of like, we'll call it a Teton bubblegum agate, because there's lots of it. And they're all different flavors and stuff, and this is almost like a relative of it. This one right here. Pretty. But I still got the big beaver log. I'm feeling him, bud. I'm feeling him. He's there. Well, here's that one. Decided not to cut that one. Just going to leave it for, it looks aesthetically nice. But guess what? We found what we were really looking for. but I don't know where it's going to be. Is it going to be on the beaver pond? Don't know. But anyway, it's a nice piece. Now here is one of those porcelainite pink jasper looking ones. And so we cut this, and beautiful material. Now it's pink. And now, am I a great fan of pink myself? Not really. But if you notice, there is absolutely not a lick of fracture. That just came right out of Covington Jr. Look at the shine that thing's got. It is the most stable material that you could hope for. That is so stable. It's pretty material, so I cut off a few so we could play with that someday. But where is that Jade? Well, we got a little breeze cutting across. We're getting close to the bank, targeted bank that had that waxy black material on that other episode. Whew. Hopefully I don't drop the camera. Oh. A little rough. I got felt bottom waders on though. Works good. Keeps you from slipping on the little moss. We're pretty rookie pickers on the river systems. And Noel's on the other side clearing that bar. But we're going to go up here and we're going to see just what in the world we can find on this place that I spotted that haven't seen any of it anywhere else. Well, I'm hoping that what I'm looking for is going to jump out and bite me in the ass, but that's interesting. Because you look around at all the neighbors, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and that one kind of jumps out and bites me. So I think I might gather that one up. Now, not to make light of this, but I'm just going to walk around here so you can see the amount of diversity. There's one of those Teton bubblegum agates. We're calling them. But you can sit there, you can look, and they're just, things catch your eyes going all different directions. These are halfway clean. They're not perfect. I would probably spray if I had a bottle up and in here, but I just want you to just kind of look and see. You just sit there and you go, wow. You know what we haven't found? We haven't found another one of them dang beaver logs, by gosh. I'm glad I'm carrying him and I ain't liking it, but I'm glad I have him, because I think the whole time I'd be going, why did you pick that up? But haven't come across the big black ones that are really suspect. Boy, the stuff like that one right there. Oh, I said, I don't know. I'm trying hard. Until you get on, there's so many interesting banded materials on the Teton. It's pretty amazing. And that's one thing I do see a difference. And then those ones that look like a clamshell. And you go like this, and you look at that, and it's all banded. And it's got all sorts of, and that's kind of more of a burgundy color. And there's a lot of neat material up in here. And it's just like, what in the world? Kind of just overwhelms you. See there, right there, is that jasper or is that jade? It's got a waxy look to it. There's another piece of it over there. So I'm kind of getting into the zone. I'm still carrying the dang fishing rod.
I'm gonna pick this one up. It's all kind of broken. But that right there might be, as long as it's not too fractured. Doesn't look like it. It might be pretty good. I think I'll throw that in the goodie basket right now. But, oh, look at all that pretty diversity. It's everywhere. There's so many banded materials. You see that. There's one over there. My good grief. I'll zero this in so you can sit there. You can see the one that have the little crystals in it. And you got the ones there. Not really. And then you got the maroon one there. I think that's a big jasper right here. This big old piece of jasper. But this gravel bar right here is something to behold. It's better than most that we've come across. I know where this is at. I like them. They're big. It's like, it feels like it's old. See, you can see this aggregate right there. Feels like it's big old stones. Like a hell of a lot of water was running through here at one time. And it wasn't just the flood. Here we're getting in that black one there. And then there's the really waxy one over here. I got to decide to take a sample and to see if we've actually located potentially a jade. And that's the only thing I can do. Nobody's told me where to go. I'm just looking for it. And I really don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm giving her hell. Well, I'm not next to the water, and I just wanted to show you that has got a green layer on it. I don't think it penetrates it. But is that jade? We've got some interesting material on this this here gravel bar. But I'm looking for the one that is like, oh, there it is. And the closest one that I have seen so far, but I think it's just a layer, it's waxy, is that one right there. So we've got this. I think that's a porcelainite, I think. I'm just sitting here going, what to do? You got to take enough samples home in order to see if anything's good. And it's like, that's a pretty big rock, and it's got that layer of that green material on it. Really jade looking. There's another kind of jadey looking, kind of a green. But it's not as green as that one, but I just don't know. Well, I'm down to one of the black ones. Don't look like much. So, here it is. It's kind of a black stone, pretty shiny stuff. Well, let's just take the biggest piece here. It was a sample. I knew I had to take some samples. But here, just looking at it going, Wasn't seeing a whole lot of sparkly stuff, but it's not pure. It didn't look pure black. Well, let's go over to that flashlight. Uh-oh. Even that thick piece. Uh-oh. We can see a little green. What's going on here? So let's grab a thinner piece. Ha 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 ha! I believe the evolution has done it. The heel, so you can see it.
Then here's some pretty thick material for like a cabochon. You can see how thick that is. But look how that light's shining right through it. Sorry if that's shining right in your eyeballs there. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the overhead lights out. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. This is a very thick piece right there. You can see how that is just penetrating all through there. You see how thick that is. So we have discovered it. It is the evolution's first Jade discovery. And you know what? It looks pretty dang neat. That's what it's looking like. And then I'll pull it away. So, before this episode comes out, I shall return. Because the shadow, he's always watching the shadow.